In Venetica, you play as Scarlet, a woman whose boyfriend has been killed by assassins who are looking for her. She then goes looking for answers and vengeance. The overall story in this game is just a boring cliche that we've seen 100 times. Hero's village gets burned down, Hero's loved one gets killed, Hero is reluctant about facing destiny, Hero has mysterious power that has never manifested until now, and Hero saves world. So yes, the story sucks. What about the other elements? Well, the graphics aren't terrible, although they are very dated. The main reason is because this game was actually made in 2009, but it was only released in Europe. It took a year and a half to reach the US. So, in that year and a half, did the developers or 3 different publishers notice and fix any bugs? Of course not. While I never ran into any game-breaking problems, there were tons and tons of graphical glitches. And for some reason, when going downstairs, you can often just run off of them and keep on running at that height until you stand still. The music, sound effects, and voice acting are all awful. Not Two Worlds awful, but still grating to listen to. The combat is terrible. Most enemies can block your attacks, forcing you to use the roll move. The problem is, the roll has a very short distance, and it doesn't like to go in the direction that you're actually pointing. On top of that, when facing a group of enemies, if you don't get behind them right away, they can easily gang combo you to death. You could block their attacks, but the way blocking works in this game is incredibly stupid. You have to learn the block skill for each individual weapon, which wouldn't be too bad, except each block is a separate skill, which means that each block has to have its own hotkey. And you can have one skill hotkey to the B button, while everything else is restricted to the D-pad. Have you ever tried blocking with the D-pad in a game that you move with the analog stick that's right above it? Cause if you haven't, you should know that it doesn't work. At all. And of course, all attacking is done with the A button. So combat is boiled down to rolling behind enemies and timing the A button presses to do combos. And to make it even more pathetic, most enemies can be killed within a single combo, and since you can hit multiple enemies, most encounters last a whole 3 seconds. And what modern RPG would be complete without a quest system? Yes, like many others, this game has a ton of quests, ranging from collecting and delivering items to killing X amount of monsters. New and exciting. Now, the leveling system. When you kill things and finish quests, you get XP. Get enough XP, you gain a level. When you gain a level, you can raise your stats and you get skill points. Pretty straightforward and good. Oh, except for how you level skills. See, you can't just go to the skill screen and pick what you want. No, that would be convenient and sensible. Instead, you have to go to a specific skill trainer for every single level of every single skill. So, every time you want to spend skill points, you have to run around the towns looking for the specific NPC who teaches the specific skill you want, even if you already learned the base level of the skill. And unsurprisingly, the boss fights are boring chores. None of them are too challenging, just the same roll hit crap you get in the rest of the game, but longer. So, overall, this game has a bland story, bland graphics, bland combat, and a bland everything else. Sure, it's not the worst game I've ever played, but my god is it boring. This was the first time in a very long time where playing through a game felt like an actual chore. But hey, at least it's not Two Worlds. I mean, my god, that game was just terrible. At least I can rest easy knowing that the developers of that would never do something so stupid as to make a sequel. Well, thanks for watching, and see you next time when I'm sure that last statement won't come back to bite me in the ass.